I think we're just, again, focusing on getting better each day and trying to execute a little bit better than we did the day before. We still have a lot of players that are at this time of year that haven't been here before. When you're kind of in a playoff hunt and really every point matters, every game matters, that consistency and understanding how to play in crazy situations when you're playing midweek games, when you're tired on Saturdays, when you're on the road, traveling day of. So, just really proud with how we've handled a lot of that type of adversity and a real next man up or woman up mentality in the locker room with people coming in and out with COVID and injuries and everything. So, we're really proud with where we're at, and we're going to keep fighting every game to make playoffs here.
As someone who sees this team every day, people talk about, from afar, beating Clarkson looks like it's maybe a surprise to a lot of people, but I'm sure that and the staff knows that this group has results and efforts like that in them. Is it fun to see that kind of come to fruition in a game like that?
Absolutely, yeah. I think this team has a ton of heart and we're super gritty. We play a really tough game, and yes, we have a fantastic goaltender in Amanda Rampato, but we also, you need players to score, you need players to defend hard, and it was a total team effort top to bottom, and we had 4 or 5 veterans out of that game and out of that weekend who had tested positive for COVID. So, just to see everyone step up and play their role and execute and the fight and the toughness to go on the road and get that done, and a team that we've historically not been strong against, or at least been able to finish against, even though we've played them really tough. It was awesome to see. I think this team really embraces that kind of underdog, spoiler mentality and gets really big for those type of games. It's been awesome to see some of those results line up with a lot of the hard work and some of the things that we've seen, behind the scenes that other people don't necessarily notice when all they do is look at the past or the records or whatever they see on paper. So it's great to see, but again, it's that mentality we got to keep bringing every day, and we'll keep building and get more consistent in our other games.
Then finally moving to Saturday, it's finally a non-league game on the women's side. It used to be part of the league schedule on a kind of a Friday, Saturday, go to the TU. Now it's the MVP, but for you guys, having beaten Union handily earlier this year, it's kind of a similar question to MJ, but just what is it that you have to do to kind of wash that away and say this is a completely different scenario than it was earlier in the year, and you might have scored 9 goals in them, but none of those count towards Saturday?
Yeah, it's a fresh slate. I think anytime you're playing a rivalry game, every game is completely different. We played them in October. They were a different team then, so were we. So it's going to be awesome. They're ready to go. This is a huge game for them. I know it's going to mean a lot to both teams, and there's championship trophy on the line. That's huge. We haven't had it here in 2 years. I know our team's ready to go and hungry, and they're going to come out hard to defend it. So yeah, it's going to be fantastic. We expect a really awesome game. We're thankful to everyone in both athletic departments, at the MVP Center and everywhere who's helped out. The mayors for putting this event on. We're excited to be a part of it, play on the big stage, and it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be a great game.
And then I guess just the last kind of more technical question about the game. But when you get in there for warm-ups, because you're not going to have a chance to skate there prior to the actual game, what are you going to look for the players to do? Whether it's test out different parts of the boards or how the ice is. What goes into a preparation for a game that you might not have until you get to the arena?
Yeah, you're always getting a feel for the boards, the glass. What's the bounciness? The tightness of the corners, the neutral zones. Those types of things. You kind of feel that out through warm-ups. But at the end of the day, you have to execute your plan no matter what rink you're playing in. So we're just going to look to be playing as a team, stay connected as 5, and be really aggressive this weekend.
Yeah, I think it's hard because sometimes people look at the scores of the games, but all in all, we've gone through a lot of adversity with coming back from winter break and going through the changes of academics here at RPI and COVID regulations. And our group is pretty good with dealing with adversity over time, so I'm really proud of the way we react to all the adversity that we're handed with the COVID and academic school.
Yeah, for sure. And so you guys get a chance to play Union again for a 3rd time here. You took care of business back in October as far as the league game goes, but really the Mayor's Cup's a different animal. You've played in the game before. What is that like playing in the big stage of basically a minor league hockey rink, and that kind of you'll actually have fans here this weekend too?
Yeah, and that's a big part. We get to have some of our family members come see us, and kind of the a familiar area, which is exciting, and then all of our friends get to come as well. So that's kind of an aspect we got to miss before, but we are really excited. It's kind of a really special event, I know, for the upperclassmen, especially because we don't have the trophy right now. And there is no other feeling like playing at a bigger rink and having a rivalry, and everybody from their side and our side shows up, and it's kind of just who's the better upstate team at that point, and it's more's on the line than you can imagine.
And then lastly, I'll just ask you about, just the way where you guys are headed, and there's no points involved in this game as far as the league is concerned, but when you guys have a goal of trying to make the postseason, and where does this game kind of fit into, after this game it's all league games the rest of the way?
Yeah, this is the most exciting part of the season after break, when all the teams are different than they were before, for sure. But I think this weekend, with a one-game weekend, it's going to be a lot different, and so we only have everything to put out there, and that's going to be really special to see what we can do. And if we show up and do what we wrote up in the game plan, it's going to be exciting to have that on our back as we ride into the rest of the season.
All right, I think mentally we're really pumped for the Mayor's Cup. We're ready to take the cup home. We're really focused on just kind of shutting down their O-zone and getting into our O-zone as much as possible. And physically, I think we're prepared. We're doing a lot of recovery from Tuesday, and we're going to be ready to go.
Just a one-game weekend for you guys. Back in October, you guys handled Union pretty easily. Is there something you have to do to kind of put those games aside and say this is a fresh game and Union's playing better now than they were then and things like that?
Yeah, I think with our mental set for this weekend is that Union is a good team. Their record doesn't really matter in our minds. They're still a good team. We're a good team. It's going to be a hard battle, so we're coming to play hard.
You guys have had, mix and match a couple on the blue line, especially, with your group there. Do you guys feel comfortable, whether it be, whoever you're playing with, and whether the situation be power play, penalty kill, which has been great for you guys this year, we're top of the country?
Yeah, so our PK is great. In terms of D partners, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so obviously there's a lot of mixing and matching there, but we practice together. And oftentimes there's an odd amount of D with certain jersey colors anyway, so I feel like I've played with a lot of the D on our team. And, communication is huge too, so as long as you're talking to your partner and you're working together, then it normally works out.
And last, I just ask you, what's the excitement level for the Mayor's Cup? I know this is just your second one because of COVID last year.
Yeah.
You guys weren't successful your first year, so I'm sure your class and everybody below you, hasn't tasted a victory here. So what does this game mean to you guys, being able to play at the tonight?
Oh yeah, it's necessary that we get that cup this weekend. I'm really excited personally. I know my class is really excited. We're ready to get some redemption from our freshman year.